How you doing? I'm Gerald from the International Survival Council. I'll speak to you just for a moment. Toxic masculinity is the first thing I want to talk about. It, in today's culture, is looked at as a toxic thing for a man to be a man's man, a man to go out, work hard, a man to be the provider, the protector. Let me ask you, what do you want? Do you want to lay down in bed at night, sit out of a man that feels so feminine that if someone were to come into your home or something like that, that you'd have to fend for yourself? When you're walking down the street and you're holding your man's hand or something like that, and some guys start catcalling you or something like that, does it make you proud that he'll use you as a shield till he gets away? Is that what you want? No, not really. If you're honest with yourself, most women, if not about all real women, they want a masculine man. They don't want a powder puff guy by the name of Biscuit. I mean, come on. I had a friend in school and all the way up until our senior year. After he would get out of the shower, his mom would run in there with some talcum powder or baby powder and start powdering him and stuff after he got his underwear on and stuff. And I just thought that was the craziest thing, but we got used to it. But we used to call him Biscuit. That was his nickname for the longest time, and that stuck forever. And and it wasn't to be a bully or anything like that. I mean, I love the guy, but there comes a time when you gotta say, "Mom, get out of the bathroom." I'm trying to get dressed here. But we used to call him Biscuit. It aggravated him. But I mean, toxic masculinity, toxic. So it's toxic. Men like us are toxic. They got this culture that they're calling also the rape culture, and it's a leftist thing, of course, as well. And they got this idea that men of stature, like myself, like maybe you, can just, they're afraid that we're going to just run around and just start raping women at will with impunity. What nonsense. What nonsense. In fact, GQ magazine's new cover, I don't know if you've seen it yet. If you haven't, look it up. It has Pharrell, that guy that is somewhat popular. I don't know what he's popular really for. I guess he's raps little things, little whatever. But I mean, I know what he's popular for now. He's popular for being the crying feminine poster child for bringing in the dress for men. I mean, the front of this GQ cover, this guy, he is dressed in a way that the only thing missing to keep him looking like Queen Elizabeth I is the ruffles. That's it. That's it. It's a shame, and it's not just to me this is all demonic. This is all ungodly stuff. But in layman's terms, it's childish. This is all childish. Everyone's running around, even in politics. Everyone's running around. Beto looks like a child up there. He looks like a man who never has grown up yet. One minute he's saying, "Take your guns, I take your AK-47s, your AR-15s." Very next, just 2 hours later, as a matter of fact, to get right down to the approximately of it, approximate, whatever, you know what I'm trying to say. Get right down to just about the minute of it. It's he's saying, I want to take your guns, you know. I don't want to take your AR-15s, but he says he'll do it at all costs. But before that, you know, so he's a guy that'll say anything just to keep him in the limelight just a little longer. It's a sad, sad world we're living in. And you know, in 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 11, it brings me to this. When I was a child, I spake as a child. I understood as a child, and I thought as a child. But when I became a man, I put away childish things. I think we really need to give that some consideration, because it's not just talking about just men. It's talking about real women as well when it says that. Anytime the Bible speaks of men, unless it differentiates between men and woman, it's usually talking about both. And that's why sometimes the King James Version is hard for some folks to follow and stuff, but it's simple if you give it a try and stuff. I mean, even a child understands it if they read it. But it's okay if you got another NIV, if you got the Greek version, whatever floats your boat, as long as you don't start reading something that is another gospel or another version of the Jesus that is spoken of by the Apostle Paul and the apostles in the King James Version. I understand the these and the thous and thus and stuff may get a little confusing at times, but that's what Bible study is about. You study it. You know, you don't hear, well, let's get together for Bible read. No, because it's a Bible study. You may take one verse and read it, and then come back 3 days later and read that same verse, and it hits you in a different way. And then a friend may read it, and they may get something else out of it, because the Word of God it's alive. It speaks to each and every one of us. So when I became a man, I put away childish things. Now, I've been known to crack jokes and laugh and cut up here and there, and I've even done it here on these videos at times, but this is a serious thing here, what's going on. You know, they're suing Johnson & Johnson right now for risperidone, because it's a antipsychotic medication that has literally caused thousands and thousands of men to grow breast. Wow. Bayer is being sued right now, and it's looking like about $1 trillion lawsuit, because they put out a thing that puts cancer in the lymph nodes and stuff. I mean, this world is literally falling apart right out from under us. I think something more sinister is behind all this. I guess you might call me a conspiracy theorist, but I don't think so. I don't think I've ever said anything and it not be true or anything yet. I'm saying I won't in the future, because I do have my own thoughts and opinions about everything. But we as men, you know, our children need to look up to us as protectors. Our wives need to look up to us as protectors, as men, not Femimen. Okay? So this whole toxic masculinity, this whole rape culture, the GQ magazine coming out with this really feminine brother in this dress, and they're trying to make that the norm. They are grooming America at a rate that is so fast that our destruction is so nigh or near in layman terms. It's so near to us that it's going to blow your minds at how fast the rate of violence hits us, how fast the rate of insanity is unleashed. I think now we are in a time of sorrows, not the beginning of sorrows. We're just past that. We're at the time of sorrows, but because it's a sad thing when you watch something like the Democratic debate. It's a sad thing when they're actually making the toys now to be so bizarre that they are genderless. It's a sad thing when they're wanting to put little boys and little girls in the same bathrooms. It's a sad thing when the suicide rate of veterans is so high. It's a sad thing when you can't depend or trust the news to get for truth. You know, back a long time ago, back in the 40s and the 50s. Well, I'm sorry, the 50s, the 60s, the 70s. When you turned on the news, they would at least report factual things. I'm sure there was a few times, they tried to sway the country out of a national panic or something to that effect. But this what's okay today is not okay tomorrow. Everybody is getting mad. Everybody is upset over everything. Anyway, that's all I gotta say. Good day. God bless you. And pray for this nation. Pray for our veterans. Over at Don. And Trump's wanting to bring him home, and now he's the bad guy for that. They want to take him out of office by any means necessary. It's just sad. It's sad. I planned on making a video of toxic masculinity and actually making jokes and stuff and cracking up about it. But after I read 1 Corinthians 13:11, it hit me at how sad and what a sad state America's in. And as sure as I'm sitting here, as soon as they get us, the left and the right, far left, far right, as soon as they get us into a conflict with one another, we will be our weakest, and we will be attacked from within, because they know where all our nuclear sites are. They know how to set them off. They don't care to blow themselves up. The Soviet Union, Russia, all these other countries, Turkey. As soon as we get into it and take our eye off what's going on in the rest of the world. And a lot of times I talk about politics because in Jesus' time, there was politics going on. There was a lot of politics. And there was a lot of, politics as far as the Romans and everything, and the Jews, politics, Paul, the politicians, Paul was Saul, Matthew was a tax collector. So Matthew butted heads. Peter was a hothead. But it's just sad. It's just sad. Every day there's a new hate crime law. Every day there's something different. What's okay today, what I call you today, is not okay tomorrow. And see what happens where they're doing this the social credit score, everything I'm saying right now, later on, if they're going to look at everything I've ever said openly and everything, and if it doesn't add up to what the elite wants it to add up to, that is, if America is even still existing at this point, then, which I don't think it will be, to be honest with you, but there might be a remnant of slaves and people that escape. But if by some chance everything is okay in the next few years or whatever, the social credit score is going to start, everything I'm saying is going to decrease my social credit to where I can't do anything. I can't get credit. I can't buy a home, can't buy cars, whatever I'm needing, whatever our family's needing. Can't buy food even. That's how they're going to get you. The social credit score, getting plugged in as far as AI and all that. Anyway, this turned out to be a pretty sad video, and I'm sorry. Have a good day, and God bless you, and I hope you got something out of this.